In this sublesson, we're going to talk about what data formats are, why you would want to use data formats, and then of course, we'll go through a demo of using data formats. Okay, so once again, we'll go to our GitHub files here. We're going to open up the file here called L0305 that corresponds to sublesson number 5 here. So let's go ahead and double click on that to open it and wait a moment. Okay, so with our desktop file open, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the data view and we're going to navigate ourselves over to the sales table. So let's go ahead and open up the fields pane a little more. We'll open up the sales table. And what we're going to do here is start off by clicking on the line total sales PQ. Once we do that, we'll notice at the very top of the screen, we get a tab here called column tools. And what we're going to do is focus on this group of commands right here called formatting. Okay, so what we're going to do here is on the total sales PQ, we're going to go through and make sure we get a format set up properly. So we are going to go ahead and choose currency. So we're just going to go like this and say currency, which was already selected. And then what we want to do next here is we want to go in and go over here to the currency symbols and say English United States. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so then we're going to also make sure that we have our commas being separated here. So we'll go ahead and choose the comma. And we see that 2 decimal places is what's going to be shown. So now we've gone through and formatted the line total sales PQ. So we're going to go ahead and do the exact same thing with unit price next. So I'm going to click on the unit price down below here. Once again, we have currency being selected. Let's just go to the display format here and choose English United States. We'll see that the decimal places moves from auto to 2, and we've got the comma separated here as well. And finally, let's click on the order quantity one right here and make sure that we have it formatted the way we want. We can see that it is a format of a whole number. The only thing we're going to do here is let's go ahead and add in the comma separator for the thousands position. So if anything is over the thousands, it's going to go ahead and add that comma in there. Okay, so quite simply, we're able to go in there and format some of these columns here. And then you may ask yourself, well, why are we actually even doing this? And what this does, this provides some default formatting for the way that you want these columns to show up at report time. And one of the nice things about this is this keeps your end users who are operating in a self-service capacity potentially from having to do a lot of this work on their own. Even though they can handle a lot of this stuff up at the visualizations level, we do like to take care of as many of these things as possible at the data model level so that these defaults are shareable across multiple different reports. Okay, so that's a pretty simple and straightforward sublesson, and that brings us to the end of the sublesson on modifying column formatting.